Oh, what's going on, guys? Today, on another video of me talking for no reason, I'm going to show you the repair progress of this weird-ass large Santa. I haven't measured it yet, but it looks to be around 20 inches of height, and it came completely destroyed, actually. It came completely snapped off, both arms were broken off, and one arm is actually missing. The internal wire is actually missing. The other one's fine. Let's see what we got there. Alright, so here's the pictures from when I got it. Why did it open twice? I don't know. This is how it came. As you can see, there's the arm is still there, but there's broken parts everywhere. The other hand, the one from the other arm, I have it. And the little bit of foam that goes to it, just like this. But this internal wire, which then I realized, hey, it's actually covered in paper. How weird. And that's also another thing that I wanted to show, how much of a weird mix and match this Santa Claus is. Because this is not the only weird thing you're going to see. But this basically goes hot glued over here. Goes hot glued and the arm moves and all of that crap. Arm and head moves. But yeah, let's first see this. Then, of course, I started seeing, oh my god, there's broken pieces here, there's broken pieces there, what's going on? And pieces started falling. And for some reason that was held completely wrong. And this is pretty much where it gets funny. This is an average 16, 20-inch body, I believe. Or no, 16 or 18-inch body. With a whole different mechanism that I don't believe should be there. And of course, everything broken. There's the arm. Oh wait, was this broken off? Oh yeah, the lever was complete, that's right. It's still there. But of course, when you get to this, you see there's like legs underneath this foam, and they are just screwed to this bigger contraption of legs and boots. Like that. This is pretty much what this is all about. And how weird it is. They just screw it to another body thing, and that's about everything. The chip and the speaker, that's another thing. They are just hanging on there. Here's the speaker. They just drilled holes through the body and hot glued a speaker. So the speaker, if the glue wasn't this good, which, trust me, this is good. Although I will try to glue it again, but it's actually a good glue. It doesn't come off easily. They just glued it. They just did that, and they taped it. I don't know if they taped it. And here's the chip. Pretty average chip, just a speaker transistor, speak resistor. That's it. And of course down here, like I said, there's foam. We just taped, and underneath the tape you can start seeing stuff. And if you go a little lower, you can actually see where they stapled the boots to the actual leg piece, whatever this is. Like I said, that was pretty much what I was against. I was up against when I found this. I'm like, okay, fine, good, you know. I bought it. I actually was curious because I was told it could have been a bobber, a head bobber. It was not. But yeah, this is pretty much me gluing the parts and all. And this is a knob. And then, of course, I had to do the average thing that I have to do when things are broken. I just have to measure it and design it and all of that crap. And there's pretty much where this comes in place. But first, let me show you just how sketchy this is. The feet over here have battery compartments. Of course, it uses 2C batteries like any other average Motionette styled Santa. And this is actually hollow. This is a hollow material. It's hard, but it's hollow. It's got 4 screws, and the switch, if no wire comes off, the switch is actually here. It's a regular on-off switch, which kind of pisses me off. Because I thought it was going to be a 3-way switch. That would have been way better. But yeah, and then of course the legs, which something that's still weird to me is that these parts are not connected. They're not stitched together. This is just put over the red part. It's freaky, but I guess that's how it is here. So like I said, they came up with that. They just drilled or made, you know, like they punctured 3 screw holes, and they said, okay, let's just grab this weird mechanism, put it in, and there's your 3 screws, which I put back respectively. Now, the piece that you saw in a few frames, a few pictures before, this piece that was all broken, it was broken like in like 5 spots. This is what moves the head. This pretty much goes like this, and it attaches to, this is F, so it means front. It attaches to this hole over here. Now the holes are not, they're not at the same height. One here is lower, this is the pivot, and this is the one that's a little higher. This is lower, this is higher, depending on how you see it. And pretty much you just put this thing in here, there's a knob, or there's like a wheel pretty much, and it just makes this move up and down. Now, this is very weak. It's hollow. Absolutely hollow. And there's nothing that prevents this from snapping off. In fact, I believe this part was snapped off. So I said, hey, what the hell? First, I did an exact copy to see how the thing went, and the first thing that I reinforced was this over here. And yeah, I put a cross because this doesn't work, so I just went, yeah, fuck it. And I put the date just to remember. If I ever find this again, I'm going to remember when I made it. Basically, I had to tackle a few things to make it a little stronger. First of all, this. It snapped off right away because of a printing defect. And this, there's nothing really that bothers up here. There's nothing that you know, there's nothing that this can hinder, so I decided to make a few adjustments to it. Those adjustments being, where the hell is it? No. This is the one. Is this the one? Oh my god, what did I do? Did I just open this in several pages? What is wrong with me? What the hell is wrong with me? There we go. The first thing I did was the neck lever, which in this case you cannot see like this. Because I didn't want to really change, like, save the changes, but basically what I did was I made it a fillet over here. Yeah, fillet, I think it's called. No, it's an edge. I made an edge, and I picked, like, I don't know, 3, 4, I can't remember how much. And I don't know why the hell it's not working now. Because it clearly... Oh, that's right, because this is the 019. I forgot. I can only show them here, because, let me explain this to you. I use 2 different versions, and you may wonder, why? Why do you use 2 different versions of FreeCAD? A newer one and an older one. Well, the newer one, it was a mandatory thing because it's got the gear workbench. The older one, if I can find it over here, no, it's not this one, it's another one. What is this? It's this one, right down here. It's another one. Does it show the version name? Please tell me it does. No, just says FreeCAD. Okay, it's an older version because it's much easier to use than the newer one. I just have a bit of a better... Although there are a few things that I do like about the older one, like from the newer one. For example, yes, there's a gear workbench, which I could not recover when my whole computer went into sicko mode and I had to change the hard drive. I couldn't recover the gear workbench into the old FreeCAD. In the new FreeCAD, the cool thing is that when you get those edges or things you want to do a chamfer or a fillet or whatever, you actually can select them, you know, like do like click, 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 click. In the older one, you have to do select, click, select, click, select, click, pretty much add or remove and click. Yeah, what I ended up doing with this is I ended up making which I'll show in the pictures. I ended up making, well, this first of all, here we go. This is what I did. This was straight over here. This was just, there was nothing. I made this, so it's got a better, it's basically stronger. And this, of course. And this right here, which again, the knob the spinning knob does not hit, or the wheel pretty much does not hit it. So we're good on that. Now, like I said, it's the previous one was just crap. It was hollowed, and as you can tell, it just cracked in my hand. And I don't think that was actually. Nope, that was not broken. It just shattered to a whole new level. That's very nice. Anyway, I don't need this anymore. But yeah, there's that. This is the second one, pretty much. This is the actual one, because the first one, it warped, and I had to clean the thing. So then, of course, I made the head block, because I'm not putting this in again. And again, I did the exact same thing. I grabbed it, and I went, okay, what can we improve? Boom. These things over here, and there's no hole or anything in the middle, and these are actually solid pieces. In the other head block, they were thin, and then there was this little elevation over here, but that was it. No wonder it was all cracked. So yeah, and of course, if I recall correctly, which I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is actually at a higher level than this. This is actually like 1 millimeter something, and that's straight up 2. So that's not going to break anytime soon. And now, I believe the last one of the last things before I explain the. Actually, you know what? This is the last thing I designed, I think. So let's get with the let's get with this. This is the knob, which is supposed to be this, right? This is the original knob. Thankfully, it was complete. Peg was laying on there. It was snapped off. This is a solid 3.1 or 3.2 millimeter peg that I know for sure that if I 3D printed it, it would end up snapping again. So what did Ivan do? Check it out. It's got a hole, a 2 millimeter hole. Actually, it's 2.1, 2.2. And what did I do? I put a 2 millimeter shaft through it. So it's actually held. You see that over there and that over there. Pretty much it's got additional reinforcement. It's not just the plastic itself that relies on the layers. It's basically, because like I said, if I did this in a solid way, if I did this like a complete piece, I would be at the mercy of the layer, pretty much, like the layer stacking. And that usually is a weak point for these things. But yeah, I did that and it works, and it's actually pretty strong. Now, the last thing, and I believe with this I can go to a proper demonstration. The arm. Arm itself. Arm lever, arm whatever. Arm, pretty much. This piece, but for the other side. This is the original one, and I had no reason to actually swap it or change it or redesign it or take it out. But as you can see, that there is a pretty big weakness. That there. This can snap at any moment if you're brute enough. On the other one, it already snapped around that area. So like I said, we were, like I pretty much was not going to do it this way. So I figured, hey, listen, let's see if there's anything that actually gets bothered by this, or if there's anything why this is like that. And no, there's actually nothing. It's just, it's got to be a, I can actually make it stronger. So what I did was, which in this case, see if I can pat it again. Because what I did with these, just for safety's sake, is I exported it, and then I rolled the reinforcements back. So in this case, oh yeah, this one actually works, good. So it was around, I think it was like 11.5. But it was on the other side, dumbass. Nope. Ugh. Well, you get the point. I basically extruded this. I made it at the height of this in the bottom of the piece. And okay, there we go. So it's like 11.5. Will it work? There we go. Okay. This is pretty much what I came up with. The piece, which I later designed, and it's pretty much the same, only that this one I can actually print it properly, because if I had to print this one, it would be a mess. And I think that's about it. So discard, whatever. Okay. we get to the physical thing itself. Mechanism is good. There's the lever. There's the head block with both original pins. I had to melt these to screw the head back in place whenever I put it back together. It won't be soon, I don't think. 10th gear, because the original one was cracked in half almost. I don't know how it was still there, but I touched it and it broke in half. You get the point. Let's try it out and see what goes on. Well, I guess that will do for the mechanical part. Now, like I said, there's a bunch of things that I still have to do. I have to find another wire. I have to basically wash everything and then remove the rust from the switch and from the battery terminals. But that's a secondary thing. Now that I know that this actually will be fixed, I can do it whenever I want. I'm not going to do it right now because, like I said, I want to do more things. Also customer repairs as well, but yeah, it works. That's a big improvement. So yeah, that's it.